And I told a lie. They caught me in a lie, and it wasn't really that bad or whatnot. So like a lot of people don't have the courage to tell the truth about a situation, so they just naturally lie. Just naturally lie about everything. The smallest thing that even they might feel as though that's not a big deal, but I'm gonna still lie about it because what if they react like this? And that's a demon. A demon makes you feel like, okay, you can tell the truth, but what if they respond a way you don't like it? And be you might not be ready for the response. You might want to sit, you might will sit there and just be like, man, I said this. They found out that I was lying, or not even that. Yo, I want to tell the truth, but man, if they react a certain way, I'm gonna just lose my mind, man. So it's like many different ways people go about it, but you have to realize first it's a goddamn demon. Especially if you consistently lying and you lying to the point where it's messing up your life. You burning bridges with family, you losing jobs and all that. Like you, just something simple or whatnot. Like I remember I had a homie and we had went out one time. Went out, party, got drunk. I got too drunk to drive. He got too drunk to drive. But my crib wasn't that far from where we was at. So we drove enough to get home. And, we was too drunk to drive because he lived super far. So next thing you know, the next morning come, his girl call him, hey, where you at? Man, look, man, car broke down. He started giving her all these excuses. And I'm like, tell her what happened. What in the hell are you lying for? But it's like, in a situation like that, he lied because he like, yeah, she ain't gonna believe me. She gonna punch me in the face. She gonna punch you in the face regardless, whether the car broke down or not. She ain't gonna believe you. So you might as well just tell the truth and just bob and weave when you get in the house. Because lying, all she gonna do is snoop around and find the truth, and then just make it worse. So like stuff like that is it can be a demon. I think he's about to raise your hand. Oh, all right. Was that you, Nakar? Oh, all right. Yeah. So let me get Deuteronomy 31 and 5. Let's start there.
31 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy chapter 31 and 5. And Yahweh shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according unto all the commandments which I have commanded you.
Read verse 6.
Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.
Right. Take it at the top, Salakia.
Verse 1.
Verse 6 again. Read verse 6 again, Salakia.
Be strong, verse 6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For Yahweh thy God, he it is that doth go with thee.
Right. Salakia. Right. Be strong and of good courage, and fear not. Like, that's what a lot of people don't have. Like, they're not strong enough to, end up in a situation and just tell the truth. Like it worked better that way, right? So the first thing you got to do is realize that lying is a demon that you need off you. And that's why I say it's many forms of lying or whatnot, because you never really the forms of lying that the Bible calls a sin is like bearing false witness, stuff like that, like telling a lie to somebody about something you saw, you seen somebody commit a crime or something like that, and you just totally lie about it or whatnot. So it's different ways that makes it that makes it a demon. But for one, you got to be strong, man, and you got to have some goddamn courage. A person that's lying all the time is somebody that's weak. They lying once again about the smallest thing. So once you realize that it's a demon, how do you get rid of a lying spirit? It's pretty simple. Like it's pretty simple. How do we get rid of a lying spirit? Go ahead. I mean, you can repent. You know what I mean, but repenting is you asking for forgiveness for the lies you told. How you get rid of that lying spirit? Think of all right, just think about it like this. How do you get rid of I don't even want to get this example because y'all gonna get it. How you get rid of a lying spirit?
How you get rid of termites?
How do you get rid of termites? How you exterminate a lying spirit?
Tell the truth.
Of course, that's one way. You start telling the truth. But how do you get rid of that spirit?
First, they gotta admit that they lied.
They gotta. I mean, even with that, you could be like, "Hey, I'm a goddamn liar, everyone." How do we know if you? I mean, when you start telling the truth. All right. How do you? We all celebrated. Like y'all all was on the point. Like everybody was pretty much right. But this is why I said it's simple. We all celebrated, before we found out the truth or whatnot, all celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving. How do we stop that? Like, how do we get rid of the spirit of not eating shrimp, crab, and lobster? How do we do it? Go ahead. Yeah, just stop doing it. You just stop doing it. I could come in here and say, "Hey, I'm not a liar." What good is that? I mean, if I tell people I'm not a liar, how to get rid of it? Stop lying. That's all. Just stop lying, and it goes to y'all point. Just start telling the truth. You get rid of the spirit. So, but this the thing about when you lie too, and here's what comes with it. Everything when you stop doing it comes with backlash. So you can be a goddamn liar your whole life, and then just stop lying. Tell the truth. It's going to be a while before people even start believing you telling the truth because you don't lie so much. That's just something you got to take on the chin. You just got to deal with that until one day people gonna be like, you know what? I believe him. Okay, I believe him. Because they at first they know you lying when they ask you something, you lie about it, and then they later find out that you lied. Like, oh, that's not true. He told me this. But when you start telling the truth, eventually the truth is going to come out, and they might not come to you and say, my bad, man. You was telling the truth, but they will notice it, and then they're going to start treating you different now. So now it's like, all right, I've been a goddamn liar. How do I get rid of this lying spirit? I'm just going to stop lying. That's all. When somebody asks me about something, I'm going to just tell the truth. I know they ain't going to believe I'm telling the truth because I done lied 365,000 times before this. So what? That comes with it, man. I'm going to just have to deal with that part of it. Just like, we deal with, we go through that everyday life, especially coming into the truth. You might learn something, be so happy that you learned it. damn, I read this in the Bible. Oh man, I can't wait to show my mom. And then you show your mom, and she like, nigga, get out. The hell? You go in her house, grab her Bible off the table, and say, hey, mom, look, this happened to me before. Hey, mom, look, read this. Who Bible was this? Nuh-uh. And I'm like, it's your Bible. That is not, nope, that's not my Bible. Yeah, that's what you saying is not in the Bible. Yo, that's your Bible. Look on the table, Bible missing. She like, I must have picked up the wrong one. Yeah, like so, you know, that's just stuff that's growing pains we deal with in the truth. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff. You know, you're gonna learn a lot of stuff that you've been doing your whole life that is not in the Bible. And the hardest thing to do is go to your family and be like, I can't do that this year. Why? I've been studying the Bible, trying to get my life together. Man, they is not trying to hear none of that. Nigga, sit down and get this plate and eat. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? That's just something you got to deal with. So, you know, it's the same with getting rid of a lying spirit. It's just, you know, you can tell people, hey, I'm a liar. That's doing no good. What actually get rid of it is action and not words. Like the scripture say, love in deeds and not with words. So you can, you know, say you're going to do something all you want. Nobody would never really know until you do it. So once you realize, damn, I got a demon on me, man, I keep lying. Just fight that demon when something come up and just tell the truth. Whatever comes with it, you're going to have to deal with it. You know, you're going to have to deal with it. It's just like, you know, when the Lord put a thorn in, when Paul had the thorn in his side, and you know, he asked the Lord, was like, Lord, can you remove this thorn? And the Lord was like, my grace is enough. Whatever Paul did before he came into the truth, now that he knew, he realized, damn, what I did before was wrong. He got to deal with that consequence. Whatever that thorn was, he got to deal with it because the Lord wasn't taking it away. You just got to deal with it. You know, you lie a lot. You just take what comes with it. Now you're going to tell the truth, take what comes with it. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff you do that when you, like I said, come into the truth, you just going to have to take what comes with it. That's it. So first, realize it's a demon and then stop doing it. Just simply stop lying. Hey, who ate the last bag of chips? It was me. It was me. Mother, you just gotta sit there and take it. I know. Even though you don't want that yelling and all that. So who ate the last bag of chips? I don't know. Now you feeling like, you know, crap. You're like, damn, I just lied. But oh well, at least she ain't yelling. Now, guess what's going to happen when, you know, they find out you did eat the chips? Hey, who did this? I know it was that nigga. Like after a while, they ain't going to stop asking. I ain't even going. I know who did it. He ain't going to say it. I know who did it or whatnot. Nicole, you had your hand up.
Yeah, kind of like Christ said, like doing to them that you want to be done to yourself. So, you know, you want somebody to keep it being with you. You know, be honest with you. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to do the same.
Right. Yeah, this you do it by stop doing it. You get rid of it by stop doing it. Just like we do with everything. And then of course, you know, like we say with everything. I mean, the more you come to class, the easier it'll be. You know, to help fight a lot of things. Sometimes it's good to just pick up the phone and call somebody. Like, hey man, look, I messed up. I don't want to keep lying about it. What should I do? And then they might give you, you know, pointers on, all right, well, go about it this way. Tell them and just go about it this way or whatnot. So that's the first. And also, stop doing stuff that you gotta lie, that you gotta put yourself in a position to lie. So that could be another thing. You know what I mean? You might do something where you know I'm gonna have to answer for this later. I don't want to lie about it. Just stop doing it or whatnot. But that also depends on what it is, though, or whatnot. Because just like I said, like with my homie, he lied to his girl and he simply fell asleep drunk. He ain't have to do that. Like, yo, just tell her. Like that's unnecessary. So when she find out you lied, of course she's going to get upset. Why? Because if you lied about something that small, she know there's a ton of stuff that you done lied about that's actually, big. And even if it ain't, you don't never want to give somebody that impression to where as though, oh, if you lied about that, then I know you lied about this. And in most cases, you don't lie. Sometimes you might find yourself in a real serious situation and tell the truth. But who in the hell gonna believe you when you lying about who ate the chips? Nah, yeah, I hear you, but you lying. Oh, but nah, go ahead in the car.
Yeah, you don't want your reputation to be like that. That's lying, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know, I had this aunt that was a crackhead, and my family would let her, come over and wash up from time to time, and so she could go about her way. And like my dad and my stepmom, they be like, "Yo, watch her."
Right.
I'll be in the bathroom before she go in the bathroom. I'm taking note of everything that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then I close all the doors. They be like, "You close all the doors and all that." So now I'm in my room right next to the bathroom. I'm like, "Hey, Auntie, what's going on?" And then she go in the bathroom. Like I'm literally trying to hear the footsteps and all that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you think about it, like, dang, like your reputation, because the demons that you endure, it's like, yo, that's your reputation. Yo, you're a crackhead. You might steal. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna steal. Ain't no right. You
ain't never steal from us. Now the
Most High Christ.
You know what I mean? It was like, Auntie a crackhead. She was smoking crack since the 80s. We gotta watch out.
Dead, leave unattended. That TV gone. I don't know how she got it out the house, but it's gone. 80 inch. Yeah, she taking something. But yeah, so that be the main thing, because so when you do be honest, your reputation be so stained from lying that nobody is going to believe you. Like that's why, when brothers get locked up, what's the first thing they say to the judge? They in there crying like, just one more change, Your Honor, please, and I won't do it again. He looking at your record like, you done said that 4 times already. Now you might be serious, but you done told him 4 times, please, Your Honor, just let me go this time and I promise I'll do good. Yeah, you're gonna do good after you do these 3 years. I believe you, but just do these 3 years. It's your reputation, which means a lot. Reputation means a lot or whatnot, because you can be in situations where it might end up where it's like, man, I want to have a counsel. All right, y'all sitting in counsel, and then it's like, man, such and such is a liar, but reputation is so solid. Now it's like, okay, we got to get down to the bottom of this, because this person ain't known for being a liar. Maybe you just overreact and just don't want to listen. So it's that's why I said like the answer I gave is broad. It's like in general, because some situations is different. So just like in general, giving it like a general answer, that's what I would say. A lying spirit, you gotta realize it's a demon. Once you realize it's a demon, you fight that demon by not lying no more, by just not lying. Getting in situations and telling the truth. That's how you could do it. But in some cases, it's good to to lie, believe it or not. And when I say that, meaning there's stories in the Bible where the Lord made an angel lie to who was it? I think it was Ahab or something in the car. You familiar with that? And in Second Chronicles, he made an angel lie. They was going to war. He sent the angel forth to the person he was going at to lie to him and say, "Hey, if you fight the war tonight, you're going to kill them because the Lord ain't with them." I was lying. The angel said it. The angel was like, "Hey, I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of such and such, so he can go and tell." Now that was for so Israel could win the battle. The angel came upon that man. He walked over and said, "Hey, if you fight them tonight, you're going to win because God ain't with them." God was with them the whole time, and they slaughtered them. Slaughtered them. Now that's in that. Sometimes you might have a goddamn irresponsible as husband and wife, and you gotta, you done gave them the rent money to pay the rent a few times, and they didn't spun it. "Hey, babe, where the rent money? So I can go pay the rent." You know what? Something had came up and I don't have it. I'm fixing a few things now. I'm gonna get it to you when I can. And really, she just go pay the rent. He just go pay the rent. Sometimes you gotta spend them like that because not doing it, you can't get mad when, "Hey man, the landlord just said the rent ain't been paid," and then your spouse walk in the house with new sneaks on. Like, all right, but that's like the fourth time they didn't did it. What in the hell you expect? Sometimes you gotta. I ain't got my half of the rent this month, babe. Just give me your half, and then when I get my half, I'll just see what I can do. It's best doing that. I mean, sometimes that's good. You know, it's good to spin them like that, and they just gonna have y'all homeless if you leave it up to them. So that's why I said certain situations it's cool. I mean, it's a ton of scenario. Like I knew a sister who used to just lie to her husband, even though she ain't have to. They just punch her in the mouth. Like, yo, hey, what happened? Why you getting home from work late? Oh, they kept me late, and it was a fire drill, and they wouldn't let nobody leave because her being honest, like, "Hey, I just stayed late, and I lost track of time." He punching her right in the mouth because that don't sound right. What you mean you lost track of time? So she got to lie to him not to get punched in the mouth. That's understandable, but but then there's the other scenario where you just lying just cause. Like, come on, man, you ain't getting beat. We ain't losing no money or nothing over this. You just lying just cause that's a goddamn issue. I mean, it's an issue to lie for no goddamn reason. I mean, that's what kids do. You sit there and watch a kid do something and be like, who put all this powder and flour on the floor? And they covered in flour. And they sitting there, oil and stuff in their hair, and they like, "I don't know." All right, man. Come on. What the hell? They sitting there with scissors in their hand and the cat got a bald spot. Like, "Hey, who did that?" "I don't know." Blaming it on doll babies and all that. It was him. Come on, man. Give me the goddamn scissors. That's what kids do. Just lie just cause. Like, they don't know no goddamn better. You shouldn't be no grown up, just lying for no reason. Nicole, you had your hand up?
Yeah, Joseph, he was in Egypt. And remember, like, we were soldiers. Like, we was the soldiers. He was like, "Nah, man, they just sheep herders and farmers." So yeah, the whole time, like in our knapsack, we got all types of weapons, and what I'm saying, we got all types of protocols. How if you want to try to follow, like we was an army. You know what I mean? Like, and in that moment, he couldn't say, "Yeah, we trained to kill."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord is with us in battle. We would slaughter the whole village.
They couldn't do that.
My ancestors killed the Africans
Right.
Simeon and Levi, they wiped out a whole village some years ago, you know what I'm saying? They used to go there. Look, we just heard sheep. That's why they call it Exodus.
Right.
It's like, oh, they just sheep herders. Ain't nothing.
Yeah. So in certain situations, it's cool to like Joseph. Hey, they just sheep herders, just so they can get their own land and not live amongst the Egyptians. All of them wasn't no goddamn sheep herders, but that was the good thing to tell them to get your way. And I mean, we do it all the time, man.
I got brothers like you coming to Egypt. You just
right, man. Listen, you know how many jobs I got, and I'm sitting there like, I don't know what the hell am I supposed to do, but on my resume it say I could do this. Man, I need that damn job. So yes, I am an electrician who build airplane motors. And then I'm standing there with a screwdriver and a wrench, like, what the hell? The hell is this? You know what I mean? So, but nah, so it depends on, I mean, the scenario once again. If the lying is now affecting you and the other person, relationship or friendship or stuff like that, then that's when it becomes a problem or whatnot. So it really depends on the scenario. Just stop lying. That's all. I mean, just stop lying. Just like you would do with anything. Like we don't know if brothers is really at home. They come into the school. We don't know if they really stop eating pork and all that, or what. But their reputation and how they are could. Okay, I would bet my money on that he ain't. I mean, the brother is solid. He's around. He's doing certain things. Sister solid. She's around, doing certain things. So it ain't nothing anybody can tell me. I know that brother. I know his reputation and this, that, and the third. So, all right, you said, that like when when sisters lead a husband, the first thing they say is he was an abusive womanizer, all types of stuff. And I'll be like, not that brother, man. Like, pick somebody else. Like, why would you say him? I don't believe you. His reputation is solid. How he is and how he carries himself. Like, I hear you, sis, but I just don't believe. I don't believe you. He's not that type of brother. It's, the reputation he uphold. So, I mean, it's, other things that you do that can help you be more believable in situations or whatnot. Like that's just it. Just stop doing it. I mean, if you tell them the truth and they don't believe you, so be it. I mean, I told the truth. What you want me to do now? Like I lied 47 times yesterday. I'm telling you the truth today. I ain't lying no more, man. Come on. Telling the truth. What the hell you want me to do? I'm working on it. Come on, man. Work with me. I mean, help me out. Just work with me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me see. That's pretty much it. Is there any more questions? No questions? No questions from anybody else?
Question?
You do?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Reed Rich asks, what's the best way to study the Bible? Should you start with Genesis or jump around?
Everybody different. It's really what works for you. What work for me might not work for the next person because I didn't try many different ways that didn't work. I tried Genesis from Genesis to Revelation, reading it straight through. You could do it that way. But what worked for me is I just was picking books and just reading. One day I read Matthew. When I'm done Matthew, I'll read Jeremiah. I read this, I read that. You can read it straight through, or you don't got to. You really got to find what works for you. Right. Man, I done got halfway through one time and I downloaded the Bible audio and I was just listening to the audio. I would find myself learning it better from somebody else reading it to me. Right. I mean, most times I'll be sitting there reading it and I felt like I got through more chapters listening to it, but that's what works for me. Somebody else probably can't listen to it. They probably have to read it. But I realize I'm just that person who I can read a book or I can listen to the audio. And most times, because what I do throughout my day, I prefer audio and get through it. I didn't read tons of books a lot of times because it was on audio, and I just still take notes. So whatever worked for you, you know, might not work for another person. You just gotta find a way to do it. Whatever way you obviously this question is being asked because whatever way you doing, whatever way you doing now ain't working. And you want to read the whole Bible, so you're like, what's the best way that I can read the Bible? Because reading from Genesis to Revelation, I fall asleep. I don't know what to do. Maybe read less at a time. Maybe don't read it straight through. Jump around. It was tons of times I was sitting in class and I would be halfway through the book of Matthew, and we'd read a scripture in Revelation that'd be interesting. So and I'd be like, damn, and it'll make me go read Revelation now because of something I just heard. And I'll put Matthew on pause, put a bookmark there, and then I'll just go Revelation. So it really depends on what works for you, right, or whatnot. Go ahead, Nakar.
Yeah, I would say like one point that because like good thing like the Lord allows technology to be flourishing. Like a lot of times you can just look at the books that's in the Bible. You can go on something like Google, and they're just like give you a brief understanding of what's going on at the time.
I wouldn't even trust that half of the time. I done did that before.
All right, I did it. First, I did it with all cautiousness.
Right. I say for a beginner, I wouldn't recommend that way.
Yeah, you gotta be
Google, and then it'd be like Mary got pregnant by an angel.
Yeah.
And then when somebody asks it in class, "Ooh, I know the answer. I got that on Google. It was an angel."
Yeah. Again, look, I got like, I know
right.
I know the princess, the devil likes me, so of course I'm able to do that, but usually like depending on what type of Bible you have, they'll just give you like a prefix of what's going on.
Right. Okay, that's good. Right.
What's going on in the chapter. So you got the Old Testament, you got the New Testament. Just learn the basics of that. So you got something like Genesis and stuff like that. Like really, that's why the classes is so important because you can just ask questions, and then maybe your journey might happen when we had the kingdom.
Right.
I gotta start from here.
Right.
Then you like, well, I want to learn about where David came from. And you learn about Abraham.
Right. Yeah, so it really depends on what works for you. You just got to find what works for you. Because like I said, I listened to the audio and I found that helped me a lot. I did read. I bounced back and forth. Audio, sometimes I read. Audio, sometimes I read or whatnot. So, most times it is good to read so you can get the context of the chapter, because sometimes listening to the audio and I'll be hearing scriptures that I already know and I'll be like, okay, why did he read it like that? Like that just sounds crazy. Like that just changed the whole context of what the hell it's talking about by how this person just read it. So I that's when I realized I gotta listen to it with the mindset of some of this stuff might not sound right, but I'll just go read it and be like, oh, okay. All right, cool. So was that it? Any more questions online? That was it. All right, and no more questions in the room?
I don't have any.
Got none? Nobody else? None of y'all got any? All right, bet.
Someone Rick got another question. Is it wrong to question the Bible?
No, that's why we got classes.
Right.
And when people make it wrong to question the Bible, you get church. They make you feel wrong for having questions. I mean, you go up and say, "Hey, I read something and it said this. Can you explain it?" Like, yo, I remember when I was starting my journey of trying to find the truth, trying to find what worked. And I remember I used to think everything was like just super spiritual. So when them Jehovah's Witnesses would give me pamphlets, I'll be like, "Oh, that's God sending me a sign because He know I wants to find the truth." And then nowadays they gave me a pamphlet. That's just their job. They wasn't a goddamn God speaking to me. They was doing what they were supposed to do. So hold on, Salaka. Oh yeah, all right. So when I first came into the truth, right? I went to this. It was like, okay, I knew this female who was her family was like super religious or whatnot. So I was chilling with her one day, and her mom was like, "Hey, look, I'm going to Bible study. It's across the street. Y'all want to go?" And it was literally across the street. I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I got some questions anyway." So went over there, whatnot, having a Bible study. Now this is Bible study where they teaching and all that. So I'm like, "Hey, look, I got a question. Hey, what's your question?" "I read something in Revelations about the mark of the beast. Did you tell me about that?" Nah. We stay away from Revelations. That's like nobody really knows that and could decode that. That's just we stay away from that. So I'm like, all right. I got another question. Jeremiah 14:2. Could you explain that? Okay, we just teaching, brother. It's no need, like, we just teaching. Just calm down. I'm like, I can't ask no questions. Nah, we teaching. It's like you throwing us off with asking the questions. I'm like, so I can't ask no questions. Now you could teach me, and it's almost like accept what you're teaching me. But if I don't understand it, I can't question you on it. Or if I've read something else that I need to understand it on, you can't, explain it to me. And they was making a big deal of it, like, nah, stop with all the questions, man. You ruining class. And it was like, okay, that's why church is as big as it is as of today, because people realize that you can't go in there and ask them no goddamn questions. And if you do, they're going to freestyle off the top of their head what it means. Actually, all they don't be knowing what the hell they talking about. So it is very good to question the Bible. That's why we have classes. You question the Bible, and we give you the answer, and they know what they're talking about. I'm coming back here. That's the whole point. We not just, that's why I asked like a couple times, yo, who got any questions? Because I don't, want to make people feel like that they just got to learn and can't question me back. That's how religion works. Nicole, you had your hand up?
Yeah, kind of. What you just said was heavy. Before I make this post, like, I think that's heavy. Like you said that, because like sometimes like hearing the truth, like it's kind of robotic to it. It's kind of like normal, but religions don't allow you to question them and like actually like get critical on questioning and want like real good breakdowns. And you know what I'm saying? Like in religion, you ask a pastor like the color of Christ. You know what I'm saying? He don't know what you might do. You might say it's all colors. Can you prove that to me? Now you got a demon on you in their eyes. Listening to the Israelites, huh? You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
Bree Rich made a statement. She said, "I'm trying to read every day, but questioning everything makes me understand it's even less." How did you learn to read and not think too hard about what you're reading, since the Bible isn't always literal?
Since the Bible isn't always what?
Literal. Like, so when do you know when the Bible is allegorical, metaphorical, actually what?
Really, if you don't know, just ask. And here's the easiest way to help you really understand. The Bible is not a fairy tale magical book. Christ and them performed miracles and healed people. but you shouldn't read the Bible like people were flying around and, you know, disappearing and doing all type of magical stuff. Like if you got that mindset, then you're going to be confused about a lot of the stuff you read. Like when Christ said it's easier for the eye for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to make it into heaven. Now a camel can't go through the eye of a needle. Like that was a metaphor. So once you realize that the Bible is not magical, you will read something and be like, okay, that got to be a metaphor. I just got to find out what it means. That can't be literal, because the Bible ain't no fairy tale. Like when you think of fairy tales, that's why it's easy to believe that Mary and Joseph didn't have sex. Shalakia, because you believe in fairy tales and you think the Bible is magical. It's easy to believe that Satan fought against God in heaven because the Bible is magical. Like as if God can't snap his fingers and he's gone. Like, come on. Like, you know how Endgames was in Avengers when Thanos snapped his finger and it was all gone? That's God could do that. He can think it and it's gone. So you believe in fairy tales, so you believe that Satan decided to hate God one day and fight him. And it was an actual fight. Like you believe he had an actual fight with God? Like that is crazy. But when you believe in fairy tales, it makes sense to certain people. So once you realize that, you might come across something and be like, okay, this might be a metaphor, so let me ask, you know, just to see what they say. Because that's how, you know, God talked in metaphors and, you know, parables. That's all he talked in, you know. It's the only way. But was that it? The car?
Come on.
She said, all right, that was it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. So like coming to class, asking questions, because like for so long we've been lied to, you know, about Christ's birth. You know, the way how the Bible is written so that everybody won't be able to get it. And Christ, how we know that? Christ is speaking in dark parables, so it won't be like, you know, shine upon it so everybody can get it. Like you see top scholars around the world, they don't even understand the Bible. And these guys, like a parent saying, you ain't graduated from college and theology school, but you come in here, you learn the Bible, you smarter than all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's heavy that you mentioned that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so simple. Like you'll be surprised of how many, like as time go on and the more you learn, you'll be surprised of how many people who went to school for the Bible and all that you would have a conversation with, and like people will be in church for 20 plus years. You would just go through the trooper program, and a simple conversation with them, I'll be like, they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. They sound like they know what they're talking about to someone who don't know. Like it's easy to sound smart to a person who don't know, but you know, I can't, you know, walk up into a mechanic shop like, hey, look, I need my car fixed. Is this was wrong with it? That's what's wrong with it. I know this was wrong. They're gonna be standing there looking like, so why you bring it here? Listen, he don't know what the hell he talking about. Like he just like, all right, it's all right, dog. Like this dude's stupid. Like you'll be surprised of how many conversations you would have and realize like, okay, people really don't be knowing what they were talking about with the Bible. Like it's, you know, think about how long you've been going to church and how many, like church would be what, 4 or 5 hours? How many scriptures they run through in 4 or 5 hours? Probably like 2 or 3. If that, they put one scripture on the screen and elaborate on that for 50 million times, man. And it's like, I remember I did the security job, man, not too long ago, man. I did this security job for this church right up on 62nd and Cedar, I think, man. And I'm sitting there like, man, I hope they don't place me in the goddamn in the ceremony or whatnot. They was so. This was around the time where I think it was like another shooting happened in a church, or in like a church or something. I forgot what state it was. So they was paranoid. So they, hired armed security. So I went to do security, and it was just my luck. They placed me in the goddamn inside the church where I had to guard one of the doors. And I'm like, oh my God, this is about to be a long day. Man, it was like 4 or 5 big screen TVs everywhere. And he just had one scripture up there that he just kept elaborating on. And I was standing there like, they are really going crazy over this. Like, that is crazy. Like he get 2 words out, and then and pastors real good at this. They'd read something and they'd be like, hey, yeah, because I know it's a few people in here who gonna be late on their rent this week. And then the church go crazy. Of course you know. That's half of your damn church. Like, you know they giving you all your money, all their money. So yeah, and I know a few of y'all gonna be sitting in the dark because you're light. Hey, they going crazy. He like, yeah, and this scripture is saying, keep faith. I don't think y'all heard me. Keep faith. Your lights is not going to go off. Keep faith. And they going crazy. And for like an hour straight, he just kept saying it in so many different ways. And I'm sitting there like, I'm about to quit. I'm just about to quit and I'm about to leave. And I'm sitting there like, yo, they really don't know. Like, they really don't know. Like, when it was over, and I did it there one time when they asked me to come back the next week. I was like, nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't need the money that bad. But just to see, like, I think the last time I was in church was probably like 2002 or something like that. So I'm familiar with it, but it's been so long. So when I finally went back to do the security thing, I'm like, they still doing this? They still doing this. Like, it's a one scripture per hour. And it's just like, that is crazy. You realize they really don't know what the hell they talking about, man. And you'll be surprised of how many people don't know what they talking about. That's why we have classes, so you can know what you're talking about. I want to know what I'm talking about. Man, I definitely want to know. My life depending on this. Like, you're not about to just tell me something because it sounds good. Man, I used to sit at home when I first came, and I used to sit at home and read the Bible with the mindset of, I'm going there with a million questions. I need to know, if this is it, because this is my life. This is, me making it into the kingdom. I need to know if this is it. So you definitely want to ask questions. I don't give a damn if you think the question is, like, nah, I don't want to ask that. That sounds crazy. Ask it. Ask it. Like the smallest thing I was asking. I did not give a damn how it made me look. Hey, yeah, can we eat flies? I don't give a damn how they what? I want to know. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, it's right here. You go back here. It's right here to the left. Yeah, I want to know. I don't care what they gonna be like. I'm gonna be known as the nigga with the crazy questions. Like, who that? Oh, that's the boy. He gonna ask something crazy today. I already know. You damn right. I'm gonna ask something crazy. Right. Nah, because it says what's the bug law? If it has to have feet under the leg. It had to have legs and feet. I think a fly just got a leg or whatnot, one leg, and it might bend at the end, but it don't have feet. Yeah, so yeah. He making sure he's like, so when I was young eating them flies, I shouldn't have been eating them. I should have listened. Mama told me stop eating them goddamn flies. Go ahead. Get a mosquito platter like they do in Africa. Yeah, nah, you can't eat that. But is that it? Ain't no more questions online?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, she is.
So how can you spot a fake
I'm gonna let y'all answer that. Go ahead. Damn sure. That's like top 5 on the list.
That's top 3.
Right, it's top 3. He wear purple. And what else? Yeah. Yup. They want to push that. And fringes on the bottom of t-shirts. They got fringes on the bottom of their t-shirt. If they want to push Esau marriage on you, damn, it's tons. So many. Go ahead.
I gave his brother counsel. I don't think he ever, I don't know what he did. Is he was like, I was watching your classes. And he told me that he was trying to teach his girl and get her to watch our classes, but she wasn't with it. So IUIC, she wanted to sew across IUIC. She liked it, right?
Of course, because they're gonna tell her everything she want to hear.
Facts. So they asked her like, "Yo, are you married?" She was like, "Yeah." According to him, I am to him because we laid down together. That's my man. And he was like, "Sis, that's not your husband because you don't have a contract." By the white man.
And he just
not official to the white man.
And he want to sleep with her. That's all.
Yeah, it was that. So he was like, "Yeah, you should leave him." So she, being a whore that she is, she was never solid. So she was like, "Yo, you either want to join IUIC or you can stay with them and and I'm leaving." And when the dude contact them and he was telling them about themselves, they were like, "No, it's not like that, brother. It's not like that, brother." I don't know what he did, but I don't see him around. I ain't never told
More than likely gave in.
Yeah, he's wearing purple.
Yeah, like they really teach for what the people want and not what they need, what they should hear. Right. That's why this class ain't full. Who the hell goes in here when we telling you everything you don't want to hear because the Bible said or whatnot? Like, yeah, they wearing fringes. They teaching the shield of David is the star Molech, purple. Like the list goes on or whatnot. The list goes on, and they not in the ISUPK. Like that's just facts. Like a lot of people think we say that because it's something we should say. It's like, hey, they not ISUPK. They say they the only ones with the truth. Yes, but because look at what y'all teach. Look at what you teach. Look at what you stand for. Y'all in there sleeping with brothers' wives and whatnot. Like y'all think that's cool. Like it's many different things, but you could definitely spot a fake Israelite, and especially if you know anything about the law, you see they ain't keeping the law. So that's another thing. He say, he an Israelite, but you see him doing a lot of stuff that you might have sat in a few classes and heard about about a few laws, and then you see him doing it. He ordering the pepperoni pizza and all that. You like, damn, supposed to be Israelite. He at strip clubs and doing all types of stuff. Like, that's a fake Israelite. somebody who's doing something that goes against the laws of the Most High or whatnot, goes against what's being taught. Is that it? Of course, she got another one. I know she probably got another one, man. She ain't got another one just yet. All right, let me get Baruch and Apocrypha 4 and 1.
He got all of them. He got both of them. He ain't playing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
Chapter 4, verse 1. Yeah.
This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever.
This is the book of the commandments of God. Meaning, what is the book of the commandments of God? Of course, it's talking about the books of Moses. That's where you can find the commandments at. That's where you can find the high holy days at. In the first 4 books of the Bible. This is the books of the commandment of God. And the law that endure forever. Where you can find the law at. You can find the commandments and the law in the first 5 books of the Bible. What is the law? What's the law? Somebody tell me what's the law? The law, so like, yeah, Jane, go ahead.
Some of it is supposed to be.
Yeah, but like, okay, the commandments, we supposed to keep that too. So you got the commandments and you got the law. So of course, you know, the commandments is the 10 commandments, but then we got laws. It's over 613 laws or whatnot. And when I say that, people be like, "What? We got to keep all of them?" And some of them laws don't apply to you. Like the scriptures say, the law wasn't made for a righteous man. So it ain't no keeping 613 laws. If you ain't breaking none, then why the hell you worried about it? Or whatnot. It's about like 613, 622, like around that laws, but it varies. It's all different. Tell you how to do business, tell you how to treat animals, treat your neighbor. That's how the law is. But the law is also the punishments for not keeping them. So it's kind of like, America say, don't sell drugs. The law on selling drugs is you get locked up and you get jail time. That's the law. Basically, the punishments, for not doing what God said. At a point in time, you had the Levitical priests who would, enforce the law, make sure you're keeping the law. You break the law, they come kicking your door, and based off of what the law of Moses is, that's your punishment. You either getting stoned, your head chopped off, you gotta pay money to it varies. But the law endure forever, meaning the law is always going to be here. This is the book of the commandments and the law. The commandments and the law is always going to be here, like regardless. It endures forever. Read.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Everybody that keep these laws, statutes, and commandments shall come to life. Meaning what? What does it mean that if you keep this, you shall come to life?
Same way Adam came to life.
Meaning what? How do you come to life?
Oh, about keeping the laws.
I know, but what does it mean to come to life?
Meaning, like, you actually, how do I say it? Not sound weird. Like coming to life, meaning that now the Lord is with you. Now, you have the truth. You have the knowledge and wisdom of God. You're perfect.
Right. And you ain't got to worry about dying.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about, falling into the same issues that people out here in the world have. You ain't got to worry about jail.
Right.
Worry about getting shot, stabbed, robbed. You ain't got to worry about none of that. Now you can finally live. You could finally live once you keep the law. It feels good when you keeping the laws of the Most High. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Now the cops want to question you about whatever. I don't care. I know I ain't doing nothing. Question me. Do whatever the hell you got to do. I know I ain't got to worry about, ops or people trying to harm me out here in these streets. I'm keeping the law. Now I could finally live. You keep the laws, you come to life. Nicole, you had your hand up?
Yeah, come on, like real quick, like if I could, like seeing what's going on. Definitely, like you brought up, gun violence. Like a lot of these young kids, they've been misled by their parents. Like a lot of these kids' parents don't really love them. They don't show them care to them. They're not even really sitting down talking to them and being a good example. So it's like when you leave, now your child is evil. You don't have no life. You ain't keeping the law. So it's like that's why we go so hard to try to talk to the parent and the child, that is able to comprehend what he's saying, because we tired of seeing these young boys dying left and right. Like I've never seen so many young boys getting stretched out, getting Swiss cheese in the streets ever. Like, I never seen that. Like growing up, it was like you see people get beat up, but you ain't see like everybody that you was in school with dying. You know what I'm saying? Like you done went to 10 funerals in like 1 year.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. We trying to put a stop to that.
No, that's a fact. Let's read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
If you leave these law, statutes, and commandment, man, you gonna die. You gonna die. It's plain and simple. The Lord is gonna have it out for you. Whatever happens, the Lord is gonna allow to happen, or whatnot. When you don't keep His law, statutes, and commandment. Let's get a preacher. Let's go to Proverbs 1, and we're gonna start at
Time check 8:30.
the water 22.
Proverbs 1:22.
Yep.
This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. She crieth in the slide. 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge.
Right. Like how long you gonna be foolish to what the Most High want? Just how long you gonna go without listening? Just how long? Read.
Turns, verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. 24. Because I have called and ye refuse. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
Right. The Lord said, turn at his reproof. Reproof is his correction. He said, I pour out my spirit unto you, and I will make known my words. How does the Lord pour out his spirit unto you and make known his words? Go ahead.
I guess there was signs that he's trying to show you something. Like that. Probably like something might happen. Like say if you
Nope, not even that. He gonna turn. He gonna pour out his spirit unto you and make known his words. So it ain't more so, something happening and you like, oh yeah, that's the Lord.
right.
It's a way he do it. Like he definitely gonna make known his words. How he make known his words unto you?
Speaking.
How he speak to you?
Spirit.
How he speak to you through the Spirit. Remember, it's simple. The Bible is simple. It ain't, you sitting at home and you hear a voice. Like, hey, son. Oh my God, God, is that you? Nah, that's not how he do it.
Right.
He definitely gonna talk to you, but how do he talk to you? Where do the message come from? He talking to you. He definitely sending a message. How will you hear the message?
People that he's dealing with.
Do people that he's dealing with. So how? It's simple. It's real simple.
I'm trying to the law.
Nope. He gonna send a message to people that he's dealing with. How are you gonna hear it? It's simple. Just think about it. It's pretty simple. It's right in front of your face too. It's real simple. Go ahead. Yeah, but how will you know that it's based off of the person that's telling you that it's the message? It's from God. Now he's going to send people to make his words known. How though? Yeah, like you coming right down on it. And the way I'm wording it is throwing you off. I'm doing that on purpose. That's why I said it's right in front of you. And the first thing you did was picked up the Bible. I said that to throw you off. Because it's true though. But it's simple. Through class. That's why we had classes. That's why, like, what we saying is not what us making it up. It's right here in the Bible. He gonna make his words known unto you. When pour out his spirit, is going to be what is it? The book of Romans, where it says that how will ye learn if you don't have a teacher? Like that's how the Lord always spoke to the people. He always spoke to the people through someone else. So, when we up here having these classes, it ain't what we say. It ain't coming from our interpretation. We read out the Bible. So how do we know that the Lord says don't eat pork and shrimp, crab, and lobster? Because read it in the Bible, said it. Hey, you said that? Yeah. Go to Leviticus 11th chapter. I'm gonna show you. Man, he poured out his spirit and made his words known unto you. So now you see it through the Bible. He's going to have a person do it. He's going to have a messenger do it. It ain't going to be a voice, in your head. Like often when people think that's the case, the voice always tell them to do something that they always wanted to do anyway. Crackheads hear voices in their heads saying, smoke the crack. That's not the Lord. That voice, for some reason, that voice never tells you to do something you shouldn't do. It always tells you to do something that you know you shouldn't do. So people like to be like, hey man, and I think that was God, man. I was sitting in my, room and heard a voice. It wasn't God. Like I remember my uncle passed. I was sitting in the house by myself. This was like 2004. My uncle had passed. I was sitting in the house by myself. And I was just hearing stuff fall. Stuff falling off the TV. And I'm like, man, that gotta be my uncle. It gotta be him. He's talking to me. It gotta be him. Man, I had mice. It wasn't my goddamn uncle. It was the mice doing what they always did. Them mice was knocking off. They always knock stuff off the goddamn TV. My uncle just happened to die. He passed away. My uncle died. And I thought he was talking to me. Why would he talk to me about knocking the picture over? Just walk in the room and say something to me. But that's just me. That's not how the Bible works. The Lord is going to send someone who's going to tell you. It is always going to be a person. Like with the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, when the angels came to save Lot, they came in human form. The people didn't even know they was angels. They came and told him, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what you got to do. It wasn't a voice. Like anytime when the scriptures say, and the Lord said, it's someone saying it. It's not an angel, a spirit that's floating in front of them telling them. It's a person doing it. So the Lord is going to pull out his spirit and make his words known. Someone's going to tell you. Someone is going to say, hey, the scriptures say don't do this. I mean, he's going to make his words known. Read. 25. 25.
When ye have set a naught all my counsel.
But you said a naught. You didn't listen to none of his counsels. Read.
And would none of my reproof.
Matter of fact, start at 24.
24. Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
The Lord called you and you refused it. He stretched out his hand. Stretched out his hand is a metaphor to, if you stretch out your hand to someone, that means you offering help. You needed help, and the Lord sent help. You just didn't listen. That's all. Go ahead.
It's heavy. It's heavy. Like I remember I was telling somebody, I was like, you was praying, all that. It got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, all right, listen, you was praying to the Lord, right? You want things to change? All right, I'm right here to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the Lord ain't going to whisper in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Me being able to talk to you like this, honestly, bro, me trying to bring you to class, I think it was just, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is the help. You know what I'm saying? You tired of things being this way? Get in class. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To really be on the side of the Lord, blood has to be shed. You have to, and I mean by that, I'm saying just yourself,
Mm-hmm.
getting those things out of your flesh so that you can live in the spirit. So you
Right.
don't be thinking so carnal. You break your arm, you're like, yo, my arm broke. But when you get that arm fixed, you know what I mean, and you keep on doing what you need to do, it's like you gotta fight. That's the Lord talking to you. That's the best way.
Yeah. The Lord is going to send someone who's going to say, hey, look, that keep happening because you keep doing this. Stop doing it. That's the Lord stretching out his hand. The Lord offering you help. And you didn't regard. How you didn't regard? You didn't listen. You didn't listen. We out there on them street corners every day telling, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to keep the laws of God.
Trouble connecting to the internet.
Oh,
it looks
shit.
like an issue with the router and echo device. So try restarting them.
So we out there telling them all, like every week, to Alexa, stop. You can just disconnect it. Yeah, she been hard headed. Just pull the plug out. Yeah, that's the best way. But yeah, we out there telling them what the Lord said to do. And what the Lord said not to do, we stretching our hand. But now we offering the help. The Lord is offering them the help. We are here to make sure you get the help that the Lord is saying to give you when we know you need it. But you don't give it to him. You hear us go through the law and say this, and you hear us offer to help you fight all the demons or whatever you're going through. You just don't give it to him. So because of that, read
25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and won none of my reproof.
And because the Lord offered you all this help, he sent the people to tell you what you can and can't do. He's showing you the way you can finally live and not die. Because you didn't listen, read.
Verse 26. I will also laugh at your calamity.
So when calamity is like something bad happening to you, destruction, when it happens, the Lord is going to laugh at it. Look at him. Why? Because he offered you help so it wouldn't happen. And because you didn't listen, when it does happen, he's going to laugh. Read.
I will laugh when your fear cometh.
When you in fear, he's going to mock it. The Lord is going to take it as he's just going to laugh and he's going to take it as a joke. Why? He tried to help you. Those same niggas you call crazy and I don't know what they talking about. Them niggas standing up there with them boots on and pants tucked in their boots, look crazy with the headpieces on. Them niggas don't know what they talking about. Them niggas don't know what they talking about. They talking about, I can't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. Meanwhile, you got high blood pressure. It runs rapid in the family because of all the foods that we eat and that we shouldn't eat. So we're not saying it because, like, they don't think we ever didn't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. Like, they don't think we got to fight not eating it. Like, we ate it too. We not up here telling you to get rid of stuff that we hate. It ain't like, I hate black jelly beans, so let me tell everybody don't eat that. No, I'm telling you to stop stuff that I had to fight to stop eating because the Lord said it. That's it. Yeah, like if trust me, if it was my way, listen, we would all be eating crabs and stuff. The Lord said don't do it. So guess what? I'm telling you to not do it. I don't hate it where I'm telling you not to do it. No, the Lord said don't do it. Who wouldn't want to do it? I mean, so the Lord is he's gonna mock you. Read.
Verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
When fear comes as the desolation, when fear come and destroy you, and destruction come as a whirlwind, meaning it comes fast, and destruction, it destroys everything in your life. A whirlwind tosses everything around, make your whole life in shambles. When that come upon you, read.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you. Verse 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
When all that stuff happened to you, then you finally going to say, God, please help. He's not going to answer you. Read.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
You're going to seek me early. When all this happened, you're going to be up bright and early. You're going to be up looking for the Most High. Why? To help get you out of this situation that you're in. Now you're going to be searching. How can I fix my life? The Lord is not going to answer and you're not going to find him. Why? Because he sent someone to help you and you just disregarded him because he ain't have the car. He ain't have the suit. He didn't dance and bang a tambourine and scream and jump. He didn't tell you what you wanted to hear. So you just disregarded him. Like, this truth is not an easy, path. If it was easy, everybody would be in here. Like, real change come with doing stuff that, you don't want to do. but you have to. And you stop doing stuff that you know you shouldn't be doing and accepting some things. That's just the fact of the matter. It's very hard. It's very hard. Especially when you making that transition and that process of switching. It's not going to be an easy walk. Everybody, being a Christian is easy. Being a Muslim is easy. An atheist, Hindu, all that is easy. That's why they got millions of people in their religion. That is the super easy thing to do. Why? Because you can do whatever the hell you want. You can do whatever you want. And if you go against the religion, you can just pray and be forgiven. And that's all that it takes. Hey, Lord, it's Sunday. I'm in church asking for forgiveness, even though yesterday I just slept with like 4 brothers' wives. Shot at a couple niggas, sold crack. I did it all. But hey, forgive me, but I'm forgiven. What's going to happen next Saturday? We'll do it all over again. And then Sunday, I'm going to just, hey. It's just that easy. Nobody want to hear you did it again. Oh, the Lord's going to make you pay for that. They don't want to hear that. What? I'm going to go over here with this, where I don't have to pay. Like, that's the metaphor for the story of Adam and Eve. Why they joined them religions? It was easier to do it. They didn't want to see how God was going to react when he came back to visit them after he told them not to eat off the tree of life or whatnot. They didn't want to see his reaction. So what they do? They just went and found a religion that I could do whatever the hell I want and not pay for it. Yeah, selling drugs is wrong. That's cool. But my God don't think so. That's why people become Muslim. I mean, people become these religions because whatever the hell they do is no consequences to it. There's no consequences. Nobody wants to do anything that have consequences to it. It's consequences of, not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. People don't want that. So they come in here and say, what? I got to give up what? I got to stop doing what? I ain't coming back there. Man, them niggas don't know what they talking about. That's very hard. It's constant. Sex is marriage. That person you slept with, you got to keep for the rest of your life. What? You know what niggas think? You mean to tell me that last girl that I just knocked off is my wife now? I ain't coming back here. These niggas crazy. No, I'm not wifing her. Yes, you got to keep her. You got to keep her. Sorry to tell you, newsflash. Yeah, she busted your windows out. She shot at you a few times, I understand. She hit you with a grenade. She put a lock in the sock and caught you while you were asleep. I totally get it, brother. That's your wife, though. You got to keep her, man. You slept with her. You got to keep her, man. As long as she don't sleep with nobody else, she's yours. Choose wisely. I mean, she did what? Dang, what happened to? Last week you had 10 fingers. What happened? Man, I went to block, and while she swung the knife at me and caught me, it's a rough one. That's your wife. Damn, that's your wife. You got to keep her. No one wants to hear sex is marriage, especially for females. What? Sex is marriage? No, marriage is that big ceremony. Oh, these niggas ain't taking that away from me. I'm out. I ain't coming back here. These niggas is crazy. Sex is marriage. Nobody want to hear it. Because when you say that, everybody think about the last person they had sex with. Or they in the process of like, I'm about to leave this nigga. What is he talking about? Right. You know how many brothers came in here and I'd be like, yo, sex is marriage. So, what happened if you just broke up with him yesterday just cause? He broke up with his girl yesterday. That's why he asked you that. You can't do that, brother. What was the reason? I just got tired of her. You can't do that, brother. Oh, you can't? Nah, brother. She ain't sleep with nobody else. You got to deal with it. You just got to deal with it. See, the thing is, America give you an easy way out. That's why people run through relationships as much as they do, because there's an escape button. You unhappy, tired of arguing, bam, we done. You're just gonna argue and be unhappy with the next nigga, with the next woman. That's all. There's always gonna be times where you're unhappy. That's life. You know, I love kids. I love them. But I hate staying up 5-6 hours at night, crying, not knowing what the hell is wrong, stressed out, but I'm going to do it. It's my kid. I'm going to do it. I love him. I'm going to do it. I love her. She's a goddamn headache. Yes, I know that. I'm going to stay with her. The fact of the matter is, she do a lot of stuff that's stupid. I know it. I just gotta live with it. Nobody wants to hear that. It's too hard. Not when you could just move on. They was doing that back in Christ's time. Getting a woman and kicking them to the curb because they seen another woman they like. Christ like, do that. You gotta keep them both. Why would you get rid of her because you seen? No, that's wrong. You can't do that. Nah, you can't do that. She bring him right before. Hey, look, he talk about leaving me because he got another thing. Christ, like, what? Nah, you can't do that. Nope. Go ahead. And they believe in multiple wives. Right. They get another woman and then they leave the woman that they with, not knowing that most times that woman would stay. She don't want you to kick her to the curb. Yeah, she's gonna fight and push back and all that and not agree with it. Most women is going to stay. That's the fact of the matter. Most of them is going to stay. I mean, that's why you got to do it right. But, you know, this Bible, you're not going to go through it and read it and hear stuff that is going to make you, you know, feel good. Most of the stuff you might read, you might be, you know, bring some joy, but you're going to read a lot of stuff that you're going to be like, God damn, I can't do that. I ain't coming back. And it ain't like, you know, is something that I'm saying or making up. Like there's a reason why when we call our scriptures, we let the class read it. So you read, and you read it. The Bible say don't eat this. Why are you mad at me? You read it. I didn't. You read it. So how is that my interpretation when you read it? It says it right there. You can't get around it. Like a lot of the laws is so straightforward up front. You get mad because you just don't want to stop. That's just the fact of the matter is, because this is not an easy walk. You know, and because the Bible, the laws in the Bible is so straightforward. That's why in the Christian church, they teach the laws is done away with because it's so straightforward. Oh, we don't go by the laws of Moses no more. The laws is done away with. That's what the Bible say. The laws is done away with. Why? Because it ain't no getting around. If a man sleep with another man, he shall be put to death. There's no getting around. If a woman sleep with a woman, she shall be put to death. There's no getting around that. You can't interpretate that any kind of way when the Bible openly says that. So you just gotta say, hey, we don't go by that no more. The laws of Moses done away with. Okay, prove it. Yeah. The laws of Moses done away with. Why was they about to stone the woman? And Christ said, ye without sin cast the first stone. And they had to drop these stones. And he said, woman, go forth and sin no more. The law's done away with. Why did Christ tell a woman, sin no more? Why was they trying to stone her for breaking the law that's done away with? Maybe you just don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's just it. Maybe it's too hard to keep the law because you do so much stuff that you don't want to give up. So you got to find loopholes around it. Maybe that's what it is. Nicole, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty quick. This is book of Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yeah, you coming to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. It's going to happen. You're going to have to fight. Like we fighting to make the kingdom. Like that's not easy to rule forever and to no longer be on the bottom. It's never going to come. Like, yo, we understand nothing come easy until it comes to the Bible. You get a new job and you want to make that executive position, you know the blood, sweat, and tears is going to take. You go to the school to get your degree, go to college to get your degree. You know all the stuff you got to endure, the long nights and everything. You know it ain't going to come. It ain't as easy as going in, taking a class, and then bam, you got your degree. No, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be up long nights. You're not going to have the money most of the time. Going to be living off noodles. All this to make sure you graduate. It's going to be rough. Having kids, it's a rough task. The long nights and all that. Just everything. That's just how life is, period. Everything that we go for in life, it's a challenge until it's the Bible, and that should be easy. Like the Bible should be easy. But when I go to school for 4 years to get my master's degree or whatnot, I know I'm gonna have to fight for that. I know that's gonna take time. I know that's not gonna be a walk in the park. I'm gonna have to study. I'm gonna have to lose sleep. I'm gonna have to, give up spending time with family. I'm gonna have to do all that. I totally understand that. I want to get a higher position at this job. Okay, I know it's going to take some time. I know it's going to take some putting in work or whatnot. That's just life. But when it comes to the Bible, that it has to be easy. It has to be easy. God is all love, and I know He wouldn't put a task in front of me that hard. But that's just life. You go through life fighting to get what the hell you want. You understand that? I mean, golly, you see what women go through with pregnancy, 9 months? I mean, you could just look at it and see that is not easy. What? You ever been in that goddamn delivery room? You give it that child? You all type of motherfucker. Shut up! Just stop talking. Stop talking, please. You getting on my nerve? The mood swings. Oh my God. What? The mood swings, the throwing up. That is rough. And she is going to get through it. Why? Because of the end goal. That once that baby come out of her, it's going to be all worth it. All those arguments, all those mood swings, all that you got to get up 4 a.m. to go run and get some goddamn ice cream. All that, her feet swelling, her nose swelling on her, hands swelling on her. Now she depressed and she, oh my God, look at me. All that is rough. And then having the God damn, that's rough. But she's going to fight to bring forth what she loves. It's going to be worth it. I mean, childbirth is not easy. It's very hard. Any female will tell you that. But serving God shouldn't be hard. That should be easy. Make it make sense. He didn't even make it like that. I mean, you get pets and be willing to train your goddamn pet, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Pet pooping everywhere, pissing everywhere, tearing up stuff. That is totally fine. You want to kill that dog sometimes. But you're going to fight through it. You won't go and kill that cat. Keep jumping on the curtains, ripping up stuff. You're going to want to kill it. I mean, you're going to want to kill it, man. I got a turtle, and I went and got a kitten. Cat keep trying to jump up and get my goddamn turtle. Yo, that cat better leave my goddamn turtle alone. I deal with it. It's a little cat, a little crazy ass cat or whatnot. But some stuff you just going to have to endure because that's just life. Nicole, you was about to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say this, like coming into the truth and being serious about it. Like you gotta be really serious. You gotta put the time and dedication in. So I said, prepare yourself for temptation. Like to prepare, you had to study. You had to be practical. You can't just just read and just think, oh, that's it. You know what I mean? Or put some fringes on your pants. You gotta really live it. Coming to high holy days. Coming to class. Saying no. You know what I mean? Like you gonna have to really fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's not hard if you just proceed with the protocols that are set out, that we set up.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get up, now you want to be a drug addict, you know, you don't want to, you want to live. What they say, you want to live, follow me, come with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Was that it? It ain't no more questions online, right? We good to go? No more questions in the room? No questions, no questions. All right, with that, pass the class over to priest and officer in the car. You clicked it?
You could just still do the salute.